extremely important, and so often we fail in that, is that the entry point to a conflict must be so well defined that we have relations with all power holders. This is an implicit and intrinsic conception. If we have a relationship as an honest broker or as a third party with relations with all power holders, we get a legitimate entry point from the power holders to help them to affect the relation. And I think you may see that in some of our programs now, parties may come to us and say, we can't do it on our own. In the Adam Kerr's book on Nigeria, and in his writings, you see that General Gowon was caught in a trap. He wanted to come out of it. So he said, help me to come out of it. In the Irish conflict, in many of the conflicts, what happens is that when the leadership gets locked in to a particular perception, it is very difficult for that leader to change that position. What that leader does with a third party is to cry and confess and say, look, help me to come out of that conflict. So that trust, and that's very important, trust that is then given to you is absolutely vital and very important, because it is like me making a personal confession. It's a friendship, it's a relationship. And this is why confidentiality of the process is so vital. You cannot own somebody else's conflict. Some people do this all the time. It's called conflict tourism. They go to somebody else's conflict and make a press statement around it. Or they take away the ownership from the parties to the conflict. And there are many examples. I think you may know who the people I refer to. You rob the other people of their own conflict. And look at the pain of that. Conflict is therapy, it is pain. And pain has to be recognized. So trust is important. Power holders, equality, building the relationship with all power holders is important. And thereby giving you the legitimacy, consistency, sustainability. It is no point just coming and going. You have to sustain it over a time, both in the bad period or in the good period. David talks about the snakes and ladders of our Sierra Leone program. Sometimes we are up, sometimes we are down. Or in the Burundi program, sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are down. Sri Lanka, we are exhilarated or we are down. But the point is to stay with the process. Continue to build the memory. Why? Because it is the access to the parties in conflict and the building of trust which is critical to its transformation. Gaining access is the critical point of departure. I don't know whether I've answered you fully, but I think we need to have a set of parameters which governs our behavior over a long period of time and which sustains the relationship both during the good and the bad period.